Just recording, get the light on. We don't need a script for this one. It's something we can do off the top of the head because it's a topic that we are so passionate about. And the topic is, of course, batteries. All right, I know batteries aren't the most exciting thing to talk about, but you do need to plan for it. And when it comes to the Blackmagic Pocket 6K Pro, there are as many options as there are letters in that ridiculous acronym. In an ideal world, of course, you'd have all these battery options and you could pick and choose which ones to bring for which jobs. But batteries can get really expensive pretty quickly. So I've saved you the time and gone ahead and compared all these different battery options for the camera, and you can decide on your own which one is best for you. And I'm not saying that runtime should be the only factor. You've also got to think about ergonomics, how it fits in your rig, and price. This is a budget cinema camera, so you don't want to always be recommending the most expensive option, even when it does last the longest. Let's start off with the battery that comes with the camera, the one from Blackmagic themselves. If you buy individually, it costs $55 and gave me a runtime of about 50 minutes. Moving on to something significantly cheaper, the RavPower battery is about $18 per, or like $37, $36 for a pair of them, and you can expect to get almost 43 minutes of runtime, so a good money-saving option. The first battery I wouldn't recommend is this DRACAST battery. Even though it's only $12 and is a little bit lower on the power in the battery, it only gives you about 20 to 25 minutes, which isn't surprising, but it's just not enough to rely on. Moving on to the Blackmagic battery grip, which costs $200 itself, and then you do have to pay on top of that for the two batteries that would go into that grip. But this does give you a runtime of about 2 hours. Next up is the clear winner, but also the most expensive. At $275 for one battery, this HYPERCORE Neo 9 Mini is going to give you 4.25 hours of battery, blowing away the competition here. You can see on the battery monitor, on the actual battery, it estimated only 2 hours and 40 minutes of runtime, but from the record time, you can see it lasted much longer than that. And then there's the best price to runtime ratio, which is definitely the RavPower 20,000 mAh battery pack. It only costs $48, and you're going to get about 2.5 hours of runtime out of it. But this is also my least favorite option, which I'll get into in a minute. The cheaper options here still have better battery life than the Blackmagic 4K had with its Canon LP6 batteries. But you already saw in the testing, they did run out of power faster than the Blackmagic battery that came with the camera. But if you just care about having the longest battery life possible, you don't care about ergonomics or price, you've got to go with V-mount. I don't like to run into a dummy battery. I would recommend going D-tap into the 2-pin cable. Overall, you're going to get 4 hours like you saw per battery, which means most shoot days can be done off 2 or 3. And those V-mounts charge up a little faster than some Sony quick chargers, so you could be cycling more likely in a day than you could be with other smaller batteries. Before we get into which option I think is best in various filmmaking scenarios, please take a moment to consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video. It helps me grow. When you need the rig to stay compact but can't be swapping batteries frequently on those running gun style shoots, you've got to go with the Blackmagic battery grip. Something cool I saw on the Film Riot channel, it's actually what got me the idea to make this video, is that you can hot swap the two batteries in the battery grip while never actually having to power down the camera. So having 2 fresh batteries on charge and 2 batteries in the camera, you can cycle that out all throughout a shoot day. If you just want the longest amount of battery life, you've got to go with the V-mount. Throw ergonomics and price out the window for this one, but it will give you significantly more battery life than any other option. The V-mount is certainly the best option for narrative and longer filmmaking days. You can just go with having a lot of the normal battery, but swapping them out frequently isn't the best look, and for longer takes, you'll find yourself doing it more often than you want to. You never want to be holding up production. And while the USB-C battery bank works fine, there's technically nothing wrong with it, it may not be the most professional looking option. You have to think about how you and your gear are perceived when you want a client to become a repeat client. It's also why I avoid using a dummy battery and stick to using a D-tap into a 2-pin connector. It just looks cleaner and more professional. Don't forget cable management. I probably didn't make batteries any more interesting here, but if you clicked on this video, you probably knew what you're getting into. Now, at least we've got the information all in one place, and you can go out and make the right choice for your crew, your shoot days, and what your power needs are. I've got links below that support the channel. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'm off walking. I just gotta get out of this very, very impromptu setup. Woo!